Starting the series from like the beginning, the first map, Cave, started really scary because I'm pretty sure Simp went on a 10 spree in the first 35 seconds of the map, so it was absolutely terrifying to watch. Ended up winning that map, so I was like, okay, maybe we're doing something here. Like, I know Nick is good. And going into that next S&D, we ended up clutching up on that one, and I was like, okay, wow, we got a 2-0 lead against Atlanta. This is pretty big. The next map was Hackney, and like, we put ourselves in kind of a bad position anyway, having to play that map to begin with, because Atlanta is extremely good at that map, and we didn't feel like amazing playing against them, but the way that the vetoes like worked out for us particularly, we just kind of had to play it. So like before that, obviously we had a nice little 45-minute break. As for like how that affects the team, the way I explained it to like Abizi was the shift in momentum, it derives from them having absolutely no momentum to lose and us having all of it to lose. They're down 0-2 in the series. They get time to sit there and mentally like refresh, you know, regain composure, vibes, whatever it is in their call, while we're sitting there just built momentum up, just waiting for the map to start. And yeah, it's definitely more beneficial for them to have a break like that than it is for us, because we're trying to cruise momentum into another map, and they're like, the more time they have, honestly, the better. So that was kind of annoying. You know, took it to the game 5, and probably the most unfortunate game 5 round 11 of the season, I would say.
Just in the nick of time, maybe he wins the round and he gets it. 7 seconds, can he battle away? Cellium just barely by the skin of his teeth escapes. Is the bomb going to be planted? 1 second. No, Atlanta FAZE in a millisecond win the round 11.
To be completely honest, and as like controversial and, you know, as maybe as like a bad take this opinion is, I think we win that series if Alex is in or not, and obviously I have some bias to that, but the first map in general, like we lost to ourselves completely. Like, they did nothing to where we were surprised. It was literally just a few key gunfights not going our way, and we lost. But like, we went down 0-2 and we looked at the rest of the map set and we're like, okay, we're probably gonna win. Like, it's our backs are against the wall. Like, we can't. It was more of a mental thing at that point to like, okay, we cannot lose to this team, like, with, and it's nothing against Exceed, that I know him, he's a good kid, but we can't lose a match like that. Like, that's not a thing. We can't lose to a team that has a literal last minute substitute. Those next 3 maps, we just picked up steam really fast and just kind of did our thing on those next 3, and it was relatively easy after that, but it felt good to finally get a win that wasn't against Gorillas. Shotzi was just running amok the whole time. Like, I didn't really chalk it up to anything we did particularly wrong. I just think Dallas played extremely well in that series, and I think there was like not much to take away from it too, because it was kind of a blowout. So when it switched to everyone wanting to use the Uzi because the MP5 effectively got nerfed into the ground, everyone's playstyle changes because the Uzi is a bit more like pre-aim heavy, so our team got like a lot slower for that 1-day period, which is not great. Our team here is just kind of not the fastest in the world, so putting an Uzi in a couple people's hands made it like the pacing was a little bit worse. I felt like the first day after the update, I was watching people's point of view more than like the actual map and like trying to criticize what's going on in the map, and it was really hard to watch. Figuring out game plans with the guns and like strats or whatever is gonna have to come after everyone actually figures out what they want to use. Yeah, I mean, it's a two-way street. Like, it's beneficial for us because we get to like see what other teams are doing, yeah, and we get to like learn from that. But at the same time, we do just want to get back to playing. Like, having a month of just basically no competition is definitely hard, but especially for a team like ours who's so fresh, like just adding Proto to the starting lineup. So it goes both ways. But overall, I do think it'll be beneficial because I kind of just want to sit back and look at like how the metagame shapes up and like what everyone is using. You know, it's funny, Nick is absolutely fearless when it comes to like criticizing people and talking to people. So it was the first day we scrimmed with him, there was like a vibe in the air just initially that day when everyone got on of like, oh, here we go, like another team change, let's see how this one goes. And Nick immediately came in and noticed that the vibe was a little down in the first couple maps. The comms were like kind of lacking a little bit. And he was like, yo guys, if we're not gonna try, I'm getting off. Like, he immediately said like, guys, we need to start trying. Like, I'm not here to lose. And I like expected it from him too, because that's Nick. Like, that's the kind of person he is. That's the kind of player he is. Like, he wants to win. and he's not afraid to tell someone that he wants to win and get them to, you know, work on themselves. So communication-wise, Nick's great too. He has pretty good composure, so whenever things are even looking a bit rough, I can always expect Nick to stay level-headed and like guide and kind of control the environment